In the silence between thoughts, the soul finds its truest strength, not from the noise of victory, but from the calm acceptance of what is beyond control. The greatest warrior is not the one who conquers others, but the one who conquers the storms within his own heart and walks with unshaken grace. When you no longer seek to change the world, but to understand it, peace begins to settle like morning dew upon your spirit. The greatest mind does not resist the storm. It allows the wind to pass through, leaving only the essence of wisdom behind. Every difficulty is a sculptor's hand upon your soul, shaping you into the form of quiet endurance and noble strength. The wise man carries serenity as his shield and patience as his sword, for no chaos can pierce the armor of stillness. Do not rush toward tomorrow, for the eternal moment is here, quietly offering you the peace you chase through time. The river does not fight the stone, it flows around it. So too should the heart move through life without resentment or haste. You are not what the world has done to you, but what you choose to become when life bends your will and tests your calm. When you accept pain as a teacher and solitude as a companion, you discover the boundless power that humility brings. Do not measure your worth by the eyes of others, for their gaze is fleeting and blind. Instead, weigh your heart in the balance of truth and integrity. A calm heart is a fortress no wind can shake. When the storms rise, it remains unmoved, knowing that all chaos, too, shall pass. The wise soul does not curse the darkness, nor beg the sun to rise. It simply learns to see through the night with the light of awareness. To understand peace, one must first understand struggle. For the fire that burns the loudest is also the one that refines the purest gold. In moments of despair, remember that silence is not emptiness. It is the womb of transformation, where the spirit rebuilds its courage. He who fears loss has already surrendered his freedom, for nothing owned in this world was ever truly ours to keep. Patience is not the absence of movement. It is the wisdom to move only when the path is clear and the heart is ready. When anger knocks, answer not with resistance, but with understanding, for fury fades when met with compassion. The sun does not rush its rise, nor the moon its descent. So let your growth be steady, graceful, and rooted in time's rhythm. Happiness is not found in having less pain, but in carrying pain with greater meaning and unshakable dignity. Those who live by truth fear neither judgment nor change, for they walk in the company of eternity. You cannot hold both peace and control. One must be released for the other to enter your soul. The humble man speaks softly because he knows that wisdom echoes loudest in stillness, not in noise. Accept the path that unfolds, not because it is easy, but because it is yours to walk and no other can bear its lessons for you. Even in solitude, the wise are never alone, for the universe whispers softly to those who listen in silence. The tree that bends with the wind lives longer than the one that resists. So too the heart that yields to change grows stronger in grace. The measure of peace is not found in comfort, but in the quiet courage to face discomfort without complaint. When the world wounds you, do not become your wound. Become the healer who transforms pain into understanding. True wisdom is not the gathering of knowledge, but the letting go of illusions that keep you from seeing life as it is. Do not seek the applause of the crowd. Seek instead the quiet nod of your conscience, for it never lies. Life does not demand perfection, only awareness. Every flaw is a doorway to deeper truth. To forgive is not to forget. It is to free the heart from carrying the burden of another's shadow. The sea is vast because it bows to every stream. Greatness, too, is born from humility. Fear loses its grip when you walk hand in hand with uncertainty, accepting it as a silent teacher. The wise do not chase happiness. They cultivate it in the soil of gratitude, watered by patience and light. Do not let the noise of the world drown out your inner stillness, for that is where all true answers lie. Every ending is but the whisper of a new beginning waiting to bloom in silence. To find balance is not to stand still, but to move with grace between strength and surrender. You cannot force clarity. Like dawn, it arrives slowly to those who wait in peace. Pain is a bridge, not a wall. Cross it, and you will find the heart stronger than before. Freedom begins the moment you realize that nothing external has power over your inner calm. Let go of the need to be understood. The soul speaks a language that few have learned to hear. The most powerful act of courage is to face yourself without fear and to love what you find. What you resist will persist, but what you observe with kindness will dissolve into peace. The mountain does not boast its height. It simply stands, and the world learns its greatness in silence. To be content is not to lack desire, but to understand which desires are worthy of your peace. The wise do not escape suffering. They learn to walk through it barefoot, feeling each step as part of their awakening. When you stop fighting time, you begin to live timelessly, as every moment becomes complete in itself. True strength is not the roar of confidence, but the quiet certainty that you can face whatever comes. The river of life flows regardless of our resistance. Peace is found in floating, not in forcing. The present moment is a temple. Enter it without regret for yesterday or fear of tomorrow. You cannot control the wind, but you can adjust your sail. So too with fate and the heart. Silence is not the absence of sound, but the presence of understanding beyond words. Those who carry kindness in their hearts walk through fire without being burned. Do not mistake stillness for weakness. It is the resting place of power before creation. To be truly rich is to have peace that no fortune can buy and no loss can destroy. The wise do not rush to speak. They wait until their words become necessary and kind. What you endure becomes your teacher. What you accept becomes your strength. The gentle heart moves mountains unseen, for its patience shapes the world in silence. The soul grows not in moments of comfort, but in the quiet acceptance of life's storms. Seek not perfection, but alignment. When your actions follow your truth, peace follows you. The man who walks slowly in truth walks farther than the one who runs in illusion. In every breath lies a choice, to react or to respond, to fear or to trust. Serenity is born when the heart no longer argues with what is. When you sit in stillness, the universe unfolds its secrets in the language of silence. The storm is not your enemy. It is your awakening, teaching you to anchor within. Every person you meet is a mirror, showing you parts of yourself you have yet to love. To release the need for control is to open the gates of divine peace. The soul's path is never straight. It bends to wisdom in ways the mind cannot predict. What the world calls suffering, the wise call transformation. Gratitude turns the smallest moments into treasures of eternity. To live fully is not to add more, but to need less and see more. The quietest hearts hear the loudest truths. Compassion does not weaken you. It gives strength that no sword can match. When you stop seeking approval, your light shines pure and unfiltered. Time heals nothing. It is awareness that turns pain into wisdom. Do not fear solitude. It is the forge where souls are refined. You do not find peace. You remember it, for it was always within you. To walk the path of wisdom is to walk barefoot upon the stones of truth. The heart that forgives is lighter than the one that is right. Nothing is ever lost, only transformed into another form of becoming. Be kind, for everyone you meet fights an unseen storm within. The soul's deepest voice is heard only when the world becomes silent. To love without possession is to understand the nature of the infinite. The wise live slowly, for they know that eternity is never in a hurry. Surrender is not defeat, it is the acceptance that allows truth to enter. The calm heart stands firm, even when the ground beneath it trembles. When you cease to demand happiness, you discover peace. Life's hardships are not curses, but invitations to deepen your strength. The way to immortality is to live each moment as though it is your first. The river of wisdom flows only into the open heart. Do not fear endings. They are simply beginnings wearing different names. He who has mastered his thoughts has already mastered the world. Every dawn whispers, "You are renewed. Rise and begin again." To listen deeply is to love profoundly. The heart becomes wise not by avoiding pain, but by embracing it with tenderness. The secret of strength lies not in force, but in calm surrender. All things change, but truth remains the river beneath the shifting sands. The journey inward is the greatest adventure the soul will ever know. When you become the silence, even chaos will bow before your peace.